alive and I just listened to part of it and there is no sound. Life be lifing. Anyways, so here we are trying to do that. There was a part sound. I'll have to figure that out later. Anyways, we're doing it on the phone again because obviously we know how to work this sucker. So we can do that. All right. Anyways, I had pulled... Wow. So I pulled originally 3 cards. Okay? For us. And this is a message of the day. Daily pull. See what's up. Okay? I have not recorded any videos in a long time, basically. Life be lifing and, you know, all the things that we're healing from. We're doing better. We're cleared. Mostly going back and doing more certificates for firefighting so we can get back on the trucks. All the stuff. You know, all that. Anyways, let's get into it. What's the daily draw for people to know? And I'll figure out how to fix that video later if it does end up. And if not, then it'll just be test number 1. No sound. Anyways, I love my moth thing behind me. She's cute. She's pretty. Actually, you can't see it completely. There you go. You can see it completely. Anyways, we're sitting down in the diner. And I just put this one up and I love it. Anyways, my mom had gotten me 2, actually. So, I loved it so much I got 2. Anyways. Bring it down. Bring it to myself. All that. Oh, gosh. I can see my belly. Anyways, whatever. Who cares? First things first. We have the Ace, and this is Tarot V. This is... I guess I'm using my phone to hold it. My bad. I'm using the box. It is called Tarot V, so like Tarot Vampires, but it's Tarot V, like V or like 5, right? And it is by Los Carabeo. I will type it out in the description about who it is. And I really have been enjoying it. I've been using it for myself as like private readings for myself and whatnot. And so now I was like, okay, let's start doing it for people. Let's do the thing. Sorry. I'm noticing my bra is absolutely trying to whoop my ass. But we're real about it. Anyways, SAArmatoArts here from SAArmatoArts. Hi, welcome here. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're new, welcome back. How you been? All right. Anyways, y'all, I'm going to try to do... Voy a hacer español después de este video para que podamos hacer todo de una. Since this is a live, todo junto afterwards. Spanish will be at the end. I will leave a timestamp whenever the heck I do that. All right. Anyways, let's get to it, shall we? All right. First things first. We have a lot of opportunities coming in for June, for this moment, for whenever you happen to see this video. Okay? This is for you. Okay? So we have the Ace of Pentacles here, the Ace of Coins. And because this deck is based on vampires, it talks about, like from the very beginning, it's a journey of going from what they call a fledgling vampire to all the way as someone with lots and lots of experience. And I would say almost to the Hierophant. I really like the Hierophant in this deck. But the 10 of Coins really does, the 10 of Pentacles really does have its own interest and stuff. It's basically like as you become along your journey. Right. Anyways, when I see this, right, or everyone is about to have a lot of opportunity come to your doorstep. Things that you have been manifesting, things that you have been bringing into your world, things that you have decided that you want or you have been wanting for a long time, things that you have been searching for, looking for, such. These type of things, they're here on your doorstep. Since I'm going to take now to say it, I am a June birthday, right? I am actually the first week of June. I always use it as June is like always new experiences and such because it's Mercury. It talks about the change, the communications. It's when you're talking about astrology, it talks about your siblings, your brothers, your sisters, those who are very close family members, not mother and father. Mother and father have different charts or different houses in the astrological readings, right? When you read them and such. So when you talk about June, it is usually what I would call like another beginning. People are always like, no, that's Aries. And I said, yes, Aries is the beginning of the full zodiac. It's the beginning of the start. It's like the start, the energy you need to begin, right? As somebody who has a brother who's an Aries, my best friend is an Aries, and being that I am a Libra ascendant, Aries is my descendant, right? So when I get mad and when I lose my shit, you literally act like your descendant. And so, like, I get it. I get the energy of, like, fine, let's go whoop some ass. Let's go do it. You know? Totally here for it. But June is a beginning, not just of Gemini season, is the beginning of the summer. It is also the beginning of a lot of family, friendships, new things or new communications and such in the sense. A lot of people are like, oh no, it's like December where I'm at. If you're in the not south of the equator. If you're like in Australia or in the places that literally have a different hemisphere. There you go. That's the word. The southern hemisphere and whatnot versus the northern hemisphere, right? And your seasons are opposite, such as Australia is the one that I can think of the most, right? It's like having the opposite, right? And you're like, this is the winter. Well, it would be the start of the winter, right? It would be the things we have, and we'll have in June. We will be having summer solstice, right? Which is the longest day of the year, right? And a lot of people take into account lots of things are happening, and it's one of the times that you can literally manifest more work or manifest happiness in the sense of childlike joy, because Gemini is the child. It's the child of the zodiac. It's the twins, right? A lot of people don't put two and two together, and it's like, oh, it's childlike joy. It really is. That's why summer is always considered like hot girl summer, and like, what are the other things I keep saying? There's a lot of things happening. But anyways, when you talk about astrology, I can talk in a whole nother video because I've been doing astrology since I was 9 years old, right? I'm in almost to the 3-0, right? I just turned 29 this year. So there's that. Yeah, I know. I basically am 30, if not. I feel my body feels like it's 40. Firefighting too long. Anyways, when it comes down to it and stuff, right? June is the new starts for a lot of things, especially when you take into account of the moons that happen during this month. Okay, it's very interesting, very nice, and I hope that everyone's enjoying it because we have a lot of things that are here. A lot of opportunities, a lot of making new friends, making new connections, making new work, having new things that are better for you, just in the sense or such, right? Straight up. So that's there. Okay. The next thing that we have is the 5 of Cups. Maybe I could show it better. Okay, the 5 of Cups. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. Now, the 5 of Cups, a lot of people are like, that's not a good card. Actually, it is. It tells you to focus on what you have and what skills you have that can continue into life. Yes, there has been loss, but a lot of things are a loss, right? To be able to have better. A lot of people don't put 2 and 2 together when you say that. But if you haven't heard the saying, the cost or the sacrifice to become a better person is your old self. Truly, that's exactly what it is. When I see the 5 of Cups next to the Queen of Wands, that's exactly what it is. Okay, you can't get more, especially when it's on the sense of the first card being the Ace of Coins. People are like, oh my God, but like, how would you say it like that? A lot of people, when you're faced with the thing that you've been manifesting, the thing you've been desiring, the better job, the better, for somebody, I heard better wife, the better life. It stinks. Anyways, when you're manifesting a better life for yourself, something that lets you be yourself, something that lets you be me, right? Like if you think of yourself, something that lets you be who you are truly, you know, the things that you can live deliciously, okay? Because when I think of the Queen here, the Queen of Wands, right? The Queen of Wands is all about doing the things that you decided to do, right? The Queen absolutely takes it and absolutely whoops ass. Like, she's amazing. She is, you know, all up in like sex is on the dot. Truly, like, she's sensual, sexual in nature, but more sensual. Whenever I see this, I see it as like a woman who absolutely like took her power back, who said, if I want sex, I'm gonna go get it. I don't care what other people think about me, what other people have said about me. Truly. It's very, I love it, because here, this is one of the vampire decks, right? And when you talk about vampire decks, you talk about how it's not just life, but it absolutely can be more of the carnal desire, it can be all of the stuff that you want and desire in your life, because it's all about vampires, right? So when I see this, because she's up here in her beautiful clothes, she's up here in the things that she wants, she desires, she wishes for, all of the amazing things, right? She's absolutely having it. She is a queen. She is reigning over what she wants and what she desires and says, I want this life, so I'm going to build it exactly that way. That's exactly what it is. She's like, I want to have who I want, right? I want to have this person in my life. I want to go get me a husband. That's absolutely it. And she goes and finds and says, I'm not going to take anything less, right? I want to be somebody that I get to sleep until 10, right? I get to sleep until noon. And I don't have to wake up because I'm my own boss. It gives that. She's very boss energy. I absolutely am going to do it. Queens in tarot signify the well or the good of their lives in a sense, right? They're basically reigning over their kingdom, right? That's kind of what it is. Each one is its own kingdom in the different elements, right? If you get into tarot and whatnot, or the different realms, right? Wands is our energy and our spirit selves, right? Water is our emotions, the emotional field, right? I would say that wands really is like spirit. That's how it is. Earth is our bodies, right? When you think of air, it's our minds, right? And so that's the 4 right there. So it's kind of like that. It's earth, air, water, fire, and their realms. They're individualistic things. And because it's spirit, it's what governs the entire experience that we're in. The entire, meat suit or the bag or the or our body, right? Our flesh. I always just say flesh because I'm like, that's fine. Firefighter EMT, I've seen it all. I PTSD from it, all this stuff, right? So there might be nicer ways to put it. If you have a comment that you don't like how I say it, the comments are down there. But when it comes down to it, she absolutely is like, I'm the boss and I'm going to make it for my life. I'm going to build my life around me. Right? I am the center. I am the sun. It gives that off. It truly gives off a Leo female energy. And I'm not talking Leo male energy. That's a whole different energy. I need to start I need to figure out if y'all want an astrological in-depth course and not one that you would pay for. I would just put it on the thing because there's so much information. At least I don't think I would make it paid. Though it might be 2 hours long and not able to, so you'd have to make it on a wall of something. But but there's plenty of astrological videos in case you need them. But the way that I see it, it's very much Leo female energy. As someone who happens to be bi, let me tell you, that's a kryptonite. Anyways, especially with Taurus sun, Leo moon, absolutely. Anyways, when it comes down to it, she is the boss of her life. How can you make your life be more like you, right? Stop focusing on the things that you have to lose and sacrifice, the bad habits, sex, love, and drugs, and rock and roll, right? That's how I always explain the devil card to people. If you have Capricorn in your chart, whether it's Capricorn moon, sun, such, you kind of understand the feeling. Right? Especially if it's cat moons. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But when the devil card comes out, it talks about the things that you need to give up, right? Sex, love, drugs, and rock and roll. The things that absolutely can make people go from high to low to manic to everything to depression, all of it. Those are the things that you're like, okay, what are the things that I need in my life? What are the things that I don't? Anyways, I'm actually doing a reading right now, doing tarot and such. I just got a message. What's my channel about? Well, it's kind of about the things that I'm able to read for people. Since I am an espiritista, I am a diviner, and I'm an artist. So you'll find those things around the channel if you go looking around. But this one's going to be saved, so either way, you'll be able to listen to the reading to the person who's commenting. Anyways, to go back to that, as we continue in for your daily draw or your pool or this time or whatnot, we have a lot of things here. Lots of things here. We have the, what would be the nice way to put it? Caballero de Swords or the Knight of Swords, and then you have the Three of Cups. I love how it's drawn in this one Because when I think of the Knight of Swords, I think of communication. What more than a Gemini season? What more than a Gemini to tell you that? Anyways, when I think about it, it's a lot of stuff, right? It's a lot of things. How does it work? Actually, if you, to the person who's asking about tarot and they're curious, I have a preview on my channel if you want to know about me, about being a spiritista, talking to the dead, doing tarot, doing runes, doing a bunch of different divinations. I read tea, I read coffee, but cafe is meant for Latinos or people of color, BIPOC and such. So there's that. Anyways, getting off topic for the people who I know I have to finish recording this and then I'll get to questions afterwards in between Espanol and English. You can always restart this video to watch the rest of it. So for the person that's there. Because I have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is all about the communications. It's all about the things. It's all about your plans. It's all about what you wish for and you're making, right? Being the Three of Cups. I love how the Three of Cups in this is the Tarot V, right? Vampires in themselves, they see it as it's not just about survival, about living well. What are the things that you wish for? What are the things you dream for? What are the things that you want more of, right? That's all that is. So when I see these two next to each other, make the plans, but make bigger plans in your life. Make the things, especially for the people that are coming in and will watch this later, make your dreams match the conviction, or make your conviction match your dreams. Basically, what are the things that you wish for that would add so much to your life? That's really what that is. When I think of the Three of Cups, usually you will see it in tarot as it is three women or three people or such who are dancing with a cup in each hand, signifying the overflow of emotions, signifying all the things that are good for themselves. I will answer the questions or the little chat in a little bit. Sorry. But when I see the Three of Cups in this one, right, how she has the tendrils around her and it talks about like the lightning and such, she's looking out and saying, is it okay to live more than just surviving? Right? Because this deck is specifically based on the vampires, right, and the transformation. And it's like, okay, now you're in the survival aspect, but what can you do to actually live and enjoy life? Because in like this deck, it talks about like living for a millennia. You literally have thousands of years ahead of you if you take care of yourself. What can you do to enjoy your life, right? And we take that into nowadays, right, to us who happen to not be vampires, right? What can you do to not just survive but thrive? What do you want? What do you wish for? What have been those dreams that you may not have ever spoken to anybody else, but you might have written it down, or you might have been so scared to write down that you want a ranch, a house, a this, a that. You want to have, you know, you want to be a teacher, you want to have somebody with a PhD, you want to be somebody that owns your own auto shop, you know, whatever it is that you've always wanted to do, right? I'm a Virginian, and we can take into account a lot of people are like, oh, I want to be a chief one day. Okay, cool. What do you want to be a lieutenant? Do you want to be this? But whatever your ultimate dreams are, if you're like, hey, I want to be married, have kids and stuff, cool. That's up to you. That's your life and your conviction and your things that you desire. That's what that's about. Okay? So the last thing I had pulled was from the Halloween Oracle. That's what this looks like. Halloween Oracle. They look like this on the back. And then they are pictures or oracles to go along with the tarot, because I use it as a clarification. Tarot is more of the main themes of life, general, such. I can get real intricate with it because I talk to the dead and I listen to things and I hear things. Hear thing and feels. But I had pulled, because this is a re-recording, because I don't know what happened. The thing just didn't record in the previous video to the person that was talking. The next thing that I have is I have the graveyard, okay? And this one means unnecessary fear. That's the explanation card. Since we were talking about the Five of Cups here at the beginning, right? This is you not focusing on the things that have passed in your life and instead think about the things that are coming. What are the things that you can move on? What are the talents, the skills, the such that you still have, your desire to be better, right? And how can you take it into your future to live deliciously, to live better, to have the things you always wished for, your dreams personified, right? That's what that's about. I have protection here, which tells me about that what you have and these opportunities, these insane opportunities that are here coming for you as the Ace of Coins, right? These opportunities talk about truly having, so much in front of you now that you have to give something up, right? The sacrifice is your old self, your old habits, the things that kept you back. It might have been really, because I see here creating through this is Skull of Flowers, creating through the ashes, right? That with protection and the graveyard as our clarification for these cards, right? I see it as there's a lot of things here, a lot of things that have brought to self, brought to strength. You might have had these opportunities before kind of shown to you, but they weren't the opportunities that were best for you, right? It could be that this is maybe for one person who you went through and you had a job that you thought was the ultimate job that you've ever wanted, right? This was everything you wish for. And it goes up in kind of flames, right? As they explain. It wasn't the right thing for you at the time, at the moment, or such. And now you have trauma. You're like, can I accept this amazing job, move to go do this? Maybe the promotion is insanely well, but you literally have to change locations. You literally have to change places to live. Maybe countries, maybe continents. Whatever it is you are needing to do, or maybe you can do it from home, right? And that's such a big jump for you. Understand that your spirits, your guides, your ancestors, your angels, the gods and goddesses, or if you just believe in the one God or just the universe, right? Whatever it is that you happen to be believing in, right? They are there with you as your spiritual team, as the ones that protect you and are there for you, right? So understand that the new things that are coming about, these things that you've manifested, you've brought to your life, you've literally brought more to it, right? Is because they want you to be authentic and to enjoy your life. Okay? This is invisibility or authenticity. I've never gotten this card out of the deck, and the deck isn't necessarily a big deck, but I've had it for maybe 5 or so years. Oh, and on the back, it says risk and reward, which is apple. So, when I take into account what are you risking, what are you getting rid of, what are you doing to be able to get the reward of the things you desire and you want for in life? Be your authentic self. Be your authentic self. Truly. Sorry, accent's coming out, and I know some people are like, that accent's way too thick. Look what's up. And then hago español in a little bit. I will be doing español después de esto, either in another video or this one. But those are all the cards that I have for y'all. Understand, you have lots of things that are coming to you. And feeling like, I've had to give up a lot of things of my old life. Habits, such. Sorry, can you? I know, it's not very bright. Okay, there, better. My bad, y'all. But these things that have passed had to go because you have new things coming to you. So there's that. Live deliciously. What is it and how can you build the world, right? Your life around yourself, around the things that you've actually wanted to do. If you wanted to get a PhD, if you wanted to be a chief, if you want to be this, if you want to be that, whatever you want to actually be, how can you build your life around that, right? Make your plans and dream bigger and make bigger plans. The things that you have been terrified to even tell, like your closest relatives, your closest family, your best friend. You're like, I don't think I could ever tell people that I wanted to be living out in the country or living in the forest or wanting to be on an island or something. I don't know what it is or whatever you happen to be in your life. Make those dreams and make those plans bigger. Make them for yourself, okay? You don't need to fear, all right? It may be based on a trauma response. It may be because in Colombia, we have a saying. It's like, matas el tigre y te asusta la piel. You killed the tiger, and now you're scared of the skin. You did the big part. You literally got the offer, the thing, the desire, the money coming in, the balance, the more grounding, maybe a new place to live, maybe a new relationship, maybe something like that. Usually I don't consider it a relationship, but for some people, that is what brings you grounding. That's what brings you this, right? Whatever that is, it brings to you. And literally create through what has been burned, what has left your life, okay? And be authentically yourself. That is what the cards say in English, so hopefully that helps out. And now I'm going to take a moment to kind of see, because I can see y'all moving, and I never do lives on YouTube. I usually do them on Instagram if I was doing them, but when I realized that a lot of Instagram, I read the contracts and I actually went through and I was listening to other people, and they're like, what you post on Instagram now becomes Instagram's requirement or quality or stuff. Like they can literally, I'm like, you still have the copyright, but they can like repost things, or they can decide not to have you on there, right? Because it is a platform that you don't own, right? I have a website, SAArmatoArts.com, which is the same as, I'm pretty sure it's the same as SAArmatoArts is my thing here on YouTube. So yeah, it's that. I should have like a little linky link somewhere. I don't know how to do this, y'all. I'm trying my best. But yeah, so I can do that. So yeah, hopefully, and on top of it, YouTube, I can put whatever length I need to, because sometimes, y'all, I will do pick a cards and they will be more than an hour long, and you can't even post, I can't post more than 15 minutes on Instagram, no matter how long I was doing, and then when they did Instagram TV and such. En español. Si ustedes necesitan inglés o algo más, pueden mirar en alguna otra forma. For my English speakers, I am now going to go into Spanish to read and to explain this, because majority of my people hablan español. Majority of the people who read with me, who literally me conocen, such, hablan español. And so I want to make sure to give to them. If you want something else, or if you want to look at any of my other readings, they are absolutely on this channel of SAArmatoArts, or SAArmatoArts.com is my website. It is in fixing itself. It hasn't clickety clack and all that stuff, but that's what that is. So you can go ahead, or if you're curious about why I talk to the dead, such and whatnot, I have a preview on this channel. Yeah. I think I've talked enough seriousness. I'm gonna go and continue doing this. Palos de español. All right, y'all. What's the timing? 32:05. Cool. All right. Hola, muchachos. Stephanie Armato acá de SAArmatoArts. ¿Cómo les ha ido y cómo les va? Vamos a hablar y explicar, porque yo ya saqué estas cartas en un live antecitos y no salió ningún voz. Lo siento. Encima de eso estaban en inglés. So vamos a estar hablándolo en español para hacer la vida más fácil. De todas maneras, ¿ok? Yo saqué del tarot B, ¿ok? El tarot B, o la llaman tarot B porque es de vampiros. Y tengo también el oráculo de Halloween, se llama así, se parece así. Ah, no, en la caja del libro. Si tal vez necesitaba explicar algo, o tal vez porque hay mensajes. Hay formas o partes que están escritas en el libro que me gustan mucho, como explican, hay poemas y formas de explicar y cosas así, de todas maneras. Siento que me tomó mucho más tiempo para poder hablarles las de español, pero voy a dejar el tag abajo para que puedan ver qué hora o qué momento empezó para lo de español. Ahora, vamos a leer el tarot, ¿sí? Ok, la primera cosa que necesito, pues, que salió y que me dio no necesariamente un suspiro, pero ay, qué bien escuchar. Tenemos el as de monedas, el as de pentáculos. El as de pentáculos significa de todo lo bueno, que tenemos muchas cosas que nos están viniendo, que estamos tan bien a venir, no solo las oportunidades, pero plata, lo deseable, lo que puede ayudar para nosotros estar firmes en la tierra. Las cosas terrenales, plata, dichos, trabajo, cosas así que ayudan a uno, ¿no? Estabilidad. Eso viene en montones, porque es el as. Muchas personas dicen, oh, pero solo es el 1. Sí, hay 10 cartas en cada sección del tarot, ¿no? En cada suite. Pero de todas maneras, eso es la mejor, porque significa abundancia, que es todo, lleno, completamente. Eso es lo que significa. Ahora, vamos a aplicar esta otra cosa. Tenemos el 5 de copas. Y la 5 de copas explica de mucho de lo que pasa, lo que viene y todo. Cuando el 5 de copas sale, muchas personas se preocupan porque dicen, eso no es buena carta, ¿no? Y no es que no es buena carta. Significa que uno necesita, casi siempre cuando está en las imágenes, casi siempre, Dios mío, siento, está más oscuro, pero ya vamos a poner un poquito de luz. Ok, pueden ver. Y encima de eso tengo todos mis polillas y me gustan, están bonitas. Mi mamá me las dio. Y me gustó tanto que compré dos. De todas maneras. El 5 de copas significa que uno siempre los ve, lo imaginas es que solo hay 2 copas puestos arriba, normales, y que hay 3 que se han tumbado o caído y están regadas el agua, o el vino, las cosas. Pero porque hay 2 que están bien, hay 2 que están verticales, que están bien, son copas de ningún problema. Necesitamos recordar que no solo es lo que ha pasado y lo que hemos necesitado, no necesariamente sacrificar, pero las cosas que hemos necesitado dejar en el pasado. Necesitamos tomar las cosas que tenemos para ahora, para poder ayudar. Verdaderamente, cuando yo veo las 5 de copas, siempre pienso en las nuevas cosas que hemos aprendido, nuestros certificados, nuestras cosas que podemos ayudar a la gente, ¿no? Las cosas que tal vez fueron nuestros apoyos, nuestra familia, las cosas que podemos llevar a lo nuevo de nuestras vidas, ¿no? Las cosas para el resto. Nuestra inteligencia, las cosas que hemos aprendido, la historia, las poemas, las cosas en matemáticas, esas formas que nos ayudan, los atributos de nosotros que podemos llevar para poder arreglar nuestra vida como lo deseamos. Porque la próxima carta es la reina de bastos. La reina de bastos, verdaderamente, es una de mis favoritas cartas, porque ella es como la mujer león. Verdaderamente, ella es lo que ella dijo. Ella no escucha la mierda de ninguna otra parte. Verdaderamente. Ella dijo, yo lo quiero así y eso es como va a ser. Verdaderamente. Cuando sale esta carta, porque es de vampiros, ¿no? Y ella está cubierta de sangre. Sangre en este tarot, en los de los vampiros, es la vida, es la oportunidad, es lo carnal, es todo lo rico, todo lo bueno y vida para poder sobrevivir, ¿no? Y para poder tener los deseos, las cosas que ellos desean, ¿no? Como vampiros. Estas formas son como explicamos, ¿no? Verdaderamente. Otra cosa que verdaderamente explico para la gente es que cuando veo esta carta, yo siempre veo cómo podemos vivir inmensamente feliz. ¿Qué necesitamos para estar alegres, para tener todas las cosas que quisiéramos en nuestra vida? ¿Qué queremos? ¿Qué deseamos? Queremos desear estar en una nueva casa, tener familia, tener nuevo marido, nueva novia, quién sabe, ¿no? Lo que sea a ustedes que les gusta, ¿no? Lo que usted desea para tener una vida asuntosa, una vida rica. ¿Qué necesitas? ¿Qué deseas? ¿Qué son las cosas que hasta has preocupado que yo nunca, Dios mío, yo nunca pensé que podía tener estas cosas, pero sí las puedes tener, especialmente ahora, junio, en el tiempo de astrología, especialmente porque estamos en el tiempo de Géminis, pero dependiendo cuando ves este video o cuando llegó a usted, todas esas cosas, cuando veo este video, verdaderamente, es para usted. Tienes muchas oportunidades que están ahí, están en la puerta. Usted solo necesita aceptarlas y decir, ok, quito las cosas que no me servían para tener lo nuevo que me puede ayudar a expandir, a ser más de uno, a estar mejor, a estar las cosas que uno desea. Eso es lo que uno significa, ¿no? Cuando veo las otras 2 cartas que yo saqué, son el Caballero de Espadas y el 3 de Copas. ¿Okay? Cuando veo el Caballero de Espadas, siendo una Géminis, porque fue mi cumpleaños, de todas maneras, y ya voy para 30 que me las pela, ¿no? Vamos a hablar así. Pero cuando uno ve el caballero de bastos, de espadas, habla de comunicación, pero también habla de cómo podemos hacer las planificaciones que quisiéramos hacer para la vida, para hacer nuestros deseos que siempre hemos dicho que son muy grandes, o no, voy para algo simple, voy para algo humilde. No, necesito que ustedes no solo están sobreviviendo, que quisieran para poder no solo sobrevivir, pero deleitar, para estar felices en la vida, para estar con todo lo que deseamos, todas las cosas que usted ha querido ser en la vida. Estas cosas, eso es lo que significa, verdaderamente. Cuando yo veo el 3 de copas, casi siempre cuando uno está mirando los tarots, muestran 3 mujeres o tal vez 3 personas con copas en las manos y están feliz, están bailando alrededor de un campo o lo que sea y están felices y está saliendo el agua o el vino de las copas porque muestra la emocionales, siento las emocionales, las emociones que son abundantes porque es el tiempo de felicidad, de estar con la gente que uno desea, estar celebrando. Esta carta significa eso, pero como está escrito o dibujado en este tarot, usted puede mostrar, es como si hay unas, no rejas, son las alambres, ¿no? O son la planta que está alrededor. Y ella está mirando afuera, está diciendo, ¿yo puedo hacer más que sobrevivir? Sí, sí puedes. No solo es para vivir, dormir, comer y otra vez ir a dormir. ¿Qué son las cosas que usted quisiera tener? Las fiestas, la familia, los deseos, los sueños que usted ha querido tener, las más grandes. Mira cómo la puedes planificar, hacer, querer, cosas así. Esa son las cosas que tus ancestros, tus espíritus, tus guías te quieren mostrar. Hay muchas cosas nuevas que vienen. Mucho, 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 mucho. Y la buena cosa es que no solo tenemos estas planificaciones, pero vas a poder vivir felizmente, exactamente. ¿Qué quieres de esta vida y ahora cómo lo vas a conseguir? De verdad. Eso es exactamente lo que es, ¿ok? Ahora, yo saqué del tarot Halloween, el oráculo, ¿cierto? El oráculo de Halloween, me gusta. Estas son las cartas de atrás. Y la parte de abajo salió la manzana. Y esto explica risk and reward. So, el risk es lo que verdaderamente hemos puesto para poder conseguir lo que queremos. Eso es lo que significa. Cuando veo la manzana, siempre pienso, ¿qué son las cosas que hemos dejado para poder conseguir otras? Y eso es lo que te está mostrando con el 5 de copas acá al frente. ¿Ok? 1. 2, podemos hablar de las cosas que están aquí, ¿no? La primera carta que salió es graveyard o el cementerio. ¿Ok? Cuando salió con cementerio, lo de abajo para explicar este oráculo, esta carta, significa a necessary fear. Que verdaderamente usted está sintiendo, no desesperación, pero está sintiendo más como no puedes hacer esto. Estás preocupada, estás ansiosa, estás verdaderamente, no sé si verdaderamente puedo hacer esto, lo hago, no lo puedo, lo hacer. Usted está preocupada por muchas cosas, pero no es necesario. ¿Ok? Verdaderamente usted está protegida, o usted, señor, señora, como sea. Aquí está el jack-o'-lantern, o el pumpkin, la calabaza, cosas así. Y acá explica de protección. Esto es porque te digo que tus guías, tus ancestros, los espíritus que están con usted, Dios, diosas, muertos, todo. Los que están aquí alrededor suyo quieren venir y están protegiéndote de las cosas que tal vez usted está preocupada o preocupado por. Usted dice, no, este trabajo parece muy bueno, yo no pienso que es verdad. Es verdad. Cuando pienso en esto, siempre pienso en el dicho colombiano, Mató el tigre y ahora se asusta del piel. Ya hiciste todo el trabajo, ya manifestaste esta nueva oportunidad, casa, mano, persona, vida. Solo necesitas, porque está aquí en la puerta, necesitas abrirla y decir, ok, estoy lista para tener esto. Estoy lista para poder, o listo, para aceptar estas nuevas cosas que mis personas quieren traerme, que los espíritus me quieren traer, porque están protegiéndote. No es para mal que te están mostrando para una otra lección, otra cosa que necesitas aprender. No, esto están diciendo, usted ya tiene que las atributos para poder tener lo que siempre has deseado tener. Y ya lo has manifestado, ya lo has traído a la puerta, ya la trajiste a su vida en todo este abundancia, plata, carro, beca, deseos, casa, las cosas que usted siempre ha querido. Solo necesitas aceptarlas. Yo sé que tienes trauma, ¿ok? Esto es la calavera de flores. Y dice, creando de las cenizas. Cuando todo se quema o las cosas o los problemas caen, después uno necesita recogerse. Uno necesita crear con lo que ya tiene en la mano. Uno no puede estar pensando en lo pasado o las cosas que ya no puedes tener, los malos hábitos, las cosas que usted deseaban que no eran buenos para uno. Esas formas, esas cosas. Necesitas saber, ok, eso fue de la vida. Ahora, ¿cómo hago? ¿Cómo creo? ¿Cómo la pongo en esta vida y la pongo aquí en acciones para tener lo que yo deseo? Verdaderamente eso es lo que te está mostrando. La otra carta que sacamos fue la invisibilidad. ¿Ok? La invisibilidad. Y esto significa auténtica. O la... Necesito tomar agüita. Pero un momento. Necesito tomar agua. Pero esa es la última carta. Autenticidad. Ahí está. Una vez es cuando uno está bien reseco la boca, para hablar es un poquito más duro, ¿no? Esas son las cartas que saqué. Les deseo muy bien. Gracias por venir a visitar. Stephanie Armato acá, de SAArmatoArts. SAArmatoArts.com es el sitio web mío. Si tienen mi número WhatsApp, eso es como explico. Si me han enviado un email, ya voy a estar contestándolos y haciendo las cosas necesarias y hacer todo lo que esto. Pero eso es todo lo que tengo, porque esto fue una leída para el momento. Cuando usted ve esto, es para usted. Simple. Lo que sea para el día, el mes, el año. Vamos a ver, ¿no? De todas maneras, les deseo muy bien. Gracias a todos. Y para la gente que estaba diciendo que, estabas hablando mucho por los textos y todo eso. Esos son unos comentarios de yo no sé quién. Pero comenta si usted quiere saber más de la astrología y por qué junio. Junio significa, como dije, es una etapa muy buena porque es del niño o de los gemelos. Pero el tercero casa en astrología de las 12 casas, el de Géminis, significa joven, es el niño, el child. So, cuando significa Géminis, uno necesita pensar, esto es el nuevo empezar de la vida, porque es la primera persona. ¿Okay? El Aries, muchas personas dicen, ese es el empezar y todo. Sí, pero es como no el toro. El toro es Tauro. Pero Aries es el goat. La cabra. Sí, la cabra. Y necesita, cuando empieza la nueva año, es porque tienen toda la energía, verdaderamente, para poder empujar y empezar el nuevo año. Eso es porque uno dice siempre que el verano, no, invierno, siempre lo olvido, ¿cómo se llama? No el verano. Primavera, ahí va. Una vez voy por las otras formas. La primavera Es el empezar porque salen las primeras semillas, salen las flores, salen las cosas. Eso es el tiempo de Aries. Pero el tiempo de Géminis es cuando vamos a vacaciones, es cuando el sol está afuera, dependiendo de dónde estás, ¿no? Dependiendo de esos lugares. Pero sí, eso es todo lo que viene, todas las cosas que son, muchas cosas buenas, porque estamos en el tiempo de junio. Y siendo una que nació en junio, de todas las cosas. Ah, voy a estar mirando cómo arreglo el sitio web, si está bien o no, porque mucho hablar con las personas que están arreglándolos. De todo eso. Les deseo muy bien, que vienen todo, que vienen todas las cosas que uno desea, que vienen todas las propiedades, la plata, lo que usted desea para tener estabilidad en su vida. Plata, casa, carro, beca, todas las cosas que usted desea. O ustedes, que les vienen a ustedes y que le van bien. Ok, bye, adiós. Ahora, ¿cómo se sale de esta cosa?